Remember when we said we'd stay together now until forever? Just us, just us.
What's up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Jessica Hickson, and I spent 5 years working my way up to the top of an MLM before realizing they're just not all that they're cracked up to be. My goal with this channel is to rescue some Huns, to prevent some from becoming Huns, and to also give those a voice who have left the Hun bot industry like myself.
It's what you're doing, making me feel like I'm falling. And when you're moving, I can hear my calling.
It's very highly likely that I'm going to butcher the name of today's small business shout out, but I'm going to give it a shot anyway. Today's small business shout out goes to Karen with OLANN. Like I said, I apologize if I butchered that. I probably did. Karen designs and creates handmade knitwear for women and children. I'm actually just going to roll a clip of her work because her work just does the talking for itself. So if you saw any of her work that piqued your interest, you should definitely go check her out. I will leave all of her links in the description below. All right, you guys, so I actually just filmed a video with OG Favorite Girl, not with her, but reacting to one of her confidence trainings that she's been doing on Facebook. And after filming that video, I was really curious about what else she's been talking about in these confidence trainings because she referenced one of them in her videos. So I decided we're just gonna do another reaction video. You're probably going to see this one before you see the other one, just so I can kind of put this disclaimer at the beginning. She's been doing confidence trainings on Facebook, and they're open to the public, but it's for people within It Works, like building their confidence in the business, right? So I already did one reaction video, but this reaction video is going to be to one that she did at an earlier time than she did the other one. Anyways, none of that is really relevant, but I wanted to let you guys know that there are going to be two different videos about this confidence training, but they are actually two separate trainings that she did. It's not like a two-part thing. I'll probably scatter them around the next 2 weeks or something like that, because I also have reaction videos to myself, which you guys love those, so I still have to film those too. Anyways, let's just jump into today's video and see what she has to say about building our confidence. Hey you guys, happy Sunday. How are you? Oh my goodness. I am so excited to talk with you guys about some really incredible things today. Things that are just on my heart, really important, that I think are really, really good. Okay. So here's the deal. Yes, as you guys are hopping on, say, hey, tell me how you're doing. How are things? How's life? How are you doing this month? What did you think of our call last week? Was it life-changing? Was it amazing? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, you guys. Yes. So just share this. Love you too. All right. I want to talk with you tonight about something called, what if it does work out? All right. Now, last week I was talking about how, what you perceive is basically what you're going to receive. So depending on how you think or feel about a certain situation is going to determine the decisions that you make. And those decisions are what makes your end result happen. So I gave the example of a plant. So if I go and someone brings me a plant, someone gifts me a plant. Okay. Yes, it was so good. I'm glad you loved it. If someone brings you a plant, and you think, this plant's gonna die. I am not a plant person. I'm not good at taking care of plants. I'm not good at being a plant mom, right? And you're not gonna be good at it. What are you gonna do? You are gonna not take care of it. You're gonna not water it. You're not gonna give it sun. You're not gonna keep it safe away from your kids and your plants and your animals. That's not necessarily true. I am an avid, not a plant mom lady. In my heart, I try my hardest to be a plant mom, and I try my hardest to keep my babies alive. However, I definitely killed a succulent, and also I definitely killed a fig.
that what it's called? Fig plant thing. Anyways, I tried my hardest to keep those alive, and I still killed them. And they're like the hardest plants to keep alive. I mean, to kill. So I did try my hardest though. And I didn't just like accept that I'm a bad plant mom and then like not water them on purpose and like not keep my kids and pets, or like, that wasn't purposeful. That like, it's who I am as a person. Okay. Also, I would also like to know, Chad's going to kill me for saying this. Chad really tried to help me keep my babies alive. Okay. He knows that I'm such a forgetful person. I have ADHD and I struggle hard with it. I have memory issues since having COVID. Like, I struggle on all accounts. So he was helping me keep them alive for the short period of time that they were alive, and would water them for me periodically, right? So he'd be like, oh, this looks a little dry. I'll go ahead and water it for her. I didn't know he was doing this, but like, bless his heart, right? So then I don't remember how this conversation came up, but we were talking with my family at one point. We were talking about like the plants I have and the plants that I ultimately killed. And he was like, well, you have this one, you have this one, you have this one. The last one he named was another succulent. And I was like, I only have one succulent and one fig plant, and then I forget what the other one was called, but you guys told me it was like the hardest one to keep alive, and that one died very quickly. Those are the only three that I have. And he's like, no, you have this, and that other succulent. And I was like, what other succulent are you talking about? And so he describes it for me. He's like, it's in that like pineapple vase thing, like, I don't know, bowl thing. He's like, it looks like a pineapple, and then the top has like a succulent. Yeah. For probably like a year straight, this guy was watering a fake plant. This succulent that was sitting on my windowsill in the kitchen that was just for looks because your girl can't keep any plants alive. He had been watering that for probably a year or more to try to help me keep my plants alive. And he just thought he was like doing such a good job because this plant just looked like it was thriving. It was thriving because it was fake. So there's that. I love him.
You're just going to let it do whatever it's going to do, and it's going to die. Did it die because you knew that it was going to die? No. It died because you said it's going to die, and so you didn't show up to take care of it in the way that you needed to, and so you got exactly what you wanted. You got exactly what you thought was going to happen.
So she's going to relate this to the business and say that if you come in with the mindset that you're going to fail and it's not going to work for you, you're not going to do the things that it takes to be successful because you already have set in your mind that it's not going to work. That's where she's going to go with this. But the thing is, most people wouldn't start something like that if they didn't have a glimmer of hope that it would work and they didn't feel like they truly could make it happen. Like they wouldn't waste the $100. Nobody goes into it knowing or believing that it's going to fail. They have hope and believe that it will work out for them. But she has to switch it around and put it on them so that when it inevitably does fail, she can blame it on them.
But if you think that I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to look stuff up. I'm going to give it water. I'm going to see. I'm going to ask questions. I'm going to Google. I'm going to go on TikTok and learn how to take care of a plant and do Miracle Grow and all these things. And I'm going to give it whatever. Because I'm going to figure this out. And your plant lives. Same plant, same you. Did the plant live because it was going to live? Did the plant die because it was going to die? No. The success of the life of this plant was determined by your thought process.
She's going to say that the MLM is the plant. You know, the determination of success within the plant, MLM, all comes down to you and your mindset. No other factors.
Your mind is so powerful. I want you to think for a second, something in your life outside of your business, or maybe all you can think of is your business, where you literally were like, I knew this was going to happen. I knew this was going to happen. I knew I was going to get into this relationship and this person was going to be, this relationship wasn't going to work out because my other partner cheated on me. And so I knew going into this one that something was going to happen and whatever. Do you want to know what ends up ruining like the best relationships? When you have gone through something really heartbreaking. Maybe you were in a relationship and they did you wrong, they cheated on you, it didn't work out, it was like toxic relationship, and you get into your next one and you're just on the defense, ready and waiting for this person to do you wrong in some way, shape, or form. And because you're expecting that to happen, the way that you treat them, you're not as nice to them as you would be normally. Maybe you don't.
That's not false. That is like a trauma response. However, it has nothing to do with the MLM. This does not apply to the MLM. Because of the business structure, you're destined to fail. That's what's going to happen for 90% of people. So it's not the same as a relationship where you can have one person who cheated on you and the next person is totally different, but your trauma response from this relationship is creating this tension or this resentment toward the other person who is innocent. That's not how the MLM is, because the business structure, no matter where you go, is the same. So you have two different factors. With the people in relationships, you have two of the exact same factors if you're jumping from MLM to MLM and hoping that it'll be different. It won't be different.
You don't love them as much as you normally would. You put a roadblock up. You don't show up for them. Maybe you're not answering the calls, or maybe you're crazy and you're calling too much and you're suffocating them and you're overwhelming because you're so freaked out. How you act is going to determine how this relationship is going to turn out. And so anyways, you have so much of that control in your business. Because really, at the end of the day, the only difference between where you are and where you want to go is the steps that you haven't taken yet. And those steps are 100% determined by your actions. And your actions are going to be determined by your mindset. So when you come into this business and we say to you, you've got to unsuck yourself. You have to grow. You have to develop. If you don't, you're not going to make it.
Why is that? Why won't someone make it in the MLM if they don't do personal development? It's because of all the mental stuff that comes along with it. They want to brainwash you into believing and only thinking in positive ways, because they don't want you to succumb to the negativity that people from the outside bring to the MLM. So you won't make it because the majority of people see what's happening in MLMs, or at least they can see the very minimum that people are not succeeding. The vast majority of people are not succeeding. They're able to see that. They want you to be able to block that out and keep this tunnel vision, only believing things that you hear from people within the MLM.
If you don't, this isn't going to be for you. Why? Because we're not raised to be, most of us are not raised to be positive, confident, risk-taking entrepreneurs. Do you know that that's what entrepreneur means? Yes. Amazing.
She has said this in the last 3 videos. Somebody still has not given this lady a dictionary to look up the definition of entrepreneur. She thinks that entrepreneur means that you are willing to take risks. When would you ever go describe someone as an entrepreneur because they're risky? Never. It's a person who is willing to take risks to start a business. Therefore, you are not an entrepreneur. Mark Pentecost is an entrepreneur because he started It Works. You are not an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur does not mean just takes risk. I'm sorry.
Okay. I love that so much. I want you guys to tell me how you feel. I cannot wait. Yes, so good. Okay, just drop emojis. Drop your favorite emoji. Tell me yes. Tell me how you're thinking. Tell me how you're feeling. Yes. And here's the other thing. As we're talking about this tonight, as you start to realize how much self-sabotage that you actually do, or maybe you just know it, don't be mad at yourself, dude. You're human. You're human. And the only thing that you can't do anything about yesterday. You can do absolutely nothing about yesterday. But what you can do is decide that today you're going to look back at everything that you've done, the good, the bad, the ugly, and you can say to yourself, okay, that's not, I wish I wouldn't have done that. I wish I wouldn't have, made those choices, made those decisions. I wish I wouldn't have gone this way. I wish I wouldn't have this and that. And great, okay, but you can't live off of the woulda, coulda, shoulda. So what I want you to do is I want you to ask yourself, what can I learn from this? What did I do right? What did I do right? What can I, when this happens again, what will I do instead? What would I do also? What did I see someone else do that I was too scared to do, but I know that I should have done it? Okay? But here's the cool thing. What if for the next 30 days, for the next 2 months, for the next 90 days, you start the way that you think of everything, that you wake up every single day in your business and you say to yourself, your standard of thought process, your standard of life is, what if this gets to be good? What if no matter what happens, this is going to work out?
That would be an extremely problematic mindset, considering the fact that it likely won't work out. So you'd be making sacrifices, ruining relationships, drowning financially, mental health to shit, because you've told yourself, like, what if no matter what happens, this does work out? It's not going to, though. There's a high probability that it will not work out.
Holy cow, you're going to be a different human being. I want you guys to say that. Just say that out loud for a second. Just say it to yourself. What if this actually works? For some of you guys, that makes you more scared than it not working, right? Because maybe your whole life, nothing worked out. You're like, dude, I'm used to it. My whole life, nothing has worked out. My whole life, nothing's worked out. My whole life, people disappointed me. My whole life, there would, something good would happen and something would come around the corner and take that good thing away. And that's what I have been prepared for. And so even when something could have been good, I was so prepared for it to not be good that I shut the goodness down. Because at this,
what the sad part is? That she's acknowledging that these types of people are on her team, the type of people who have had bad things happen to them nonstop. And every time that they get excited about something, it turns out to be something that it's not. Every person, thing, being in their life has let them down when they've gotten excited about something. She's acknowledging that those type of people are on her team, while also encouraging them to continue on with this MLM with the knowledge that 99 or something % of people don't make a livable income, and that it likely will let them down as well. She does not care. Because as long as she keeps convincing her downline of these types of things, her paycheck will keep growing, or at least stay the same, because she's convincing more and more people to, just hold on. It's going to happen for you. Just hold on to that hope. It's false hope, but just hold on to that hope. So she doesn't care that her downline is drowning, because they're continuing to enroll all over her team so that she personally isn't drowning.
you are now finding opportunity where everybody else sees nothing else. Nothing else. Where we are conditioned to think when we go into a room and there's no windows and doors, that there's no way to get out, you're going to start seeing the saw. You're going to start seeing the opportunity. Well, what if we open this window? What if we try this window and it opens and we can get out? What if we knock where we came in and maybe there's a secret door? You start to ask yourself things of possibility, and you get to see possibility where there was nothing before. That's powerful. That's going to change a lot of things, right? So now, once you start to do that, you're going to start to see your results change. You're going to start to feel like a completely different person. You're going to start to have completely different conversations with people. And now we can take this what if and we can turn it into, when I open this window, there's opportunity there. Now it turns into knowingness, because when you do this enough, you're going to start to see and know and understand that you actually were in control all the time. And that no matter what, I want you guys to think of in your life the hard things. I have like a hair tickling in between my chest. You guys have been through a lot of things. I want you guys to think of some really hard stuff that you've been through. And if you want to comment below, you can. You don't have to. Think of some really hard stuff you've gone through. So I'll name some of mine off. So think of can you guys think of it? Yes. Can you think of all the situations in your life that had you not gone through this, because this connected to this, and because of that you did this, and because of this happened, and now you are where you are today. And when you look back and you actually think about it, you're kind of like grateful. Now, I'm not going to sit here. I used to say once upon a time that this isn't happening to you, it's happening for you. But when I was in the hospital and if someone would have said that to me, I would have punched them in the freaking face. I would have whooped your ass if you would have told me that this was happening for me.
Yeah, she said those types of things to her team all the time. So how do you think that made them feel when they had legitimate things happening at home? She's getting kind of boring in this video. I might switch to her other video that she made about confidence, but we'll see where this one goes. And then I'll decide if I want to cut this out or not.
But like looking back, it was horrible. And I would have loved to not go through it. But I can look back at this situation and I can see how stuff still worked out in my favor. I can still see I'm just really grateful right now to be able to look at the situation and like have come so far. So I'm sorry.
You've only come this far because you've manipulated so many people beneath you to build your paycheck. Like, it's sickening that these people are just crying about how thankful they are, but it's on the backs of a bunch of people who are struggling just like you were. So you are in a better place at the expense of everyone else in your downline being in the same place that you were at. And you're fine with that. You guys know that I am pretty good at like having empathy for these people and being able to feel the feelings that they're feeling because I was once in their shoes and I was brainwashed. This girl has been in this business for over 10 years and she knows what she's doing. Like she was selling training courses on how to make more money. Because she knows her team isn't making any money. But she's making money from them paying her more money than they're already making her in her paycheck to teach them how to make money. As if she couldn't just put it on her YouTube channel or train her team because her team signs up with her to have her train them. This stuff is so annoying. Oh, it's so hard for me to have sympathy for her when I know all of the people who have mentally, emotionally, physically, relationships diminished because of her and her encouraging them to do things that they would not normally do in order to build her paycheck. It's so hard for me to have sympathy for her. Also because I know how she treated people and potentially still does treat people. I don't know. I don't know anybody who like was recently in her downline. I'm talking like 2+ years ago. I know how she treated people.
But I can see now the things that I've learned. And last year, I spent so much time personal developing. Like, there was a point in time where I was so lost. And because I felt so lost, I was like, well, what am I going to do about it? I got to do something. And so I started to do things. And I got training and coaching. And I did a lot of things. I pressed pause on certain parts of my business so I could learn and grow and change. And right after I finished all of the learning and growing and changing, got sick. And if it wasn't for doing, I would have never thought in a million years that all of the growing and changing that I did would have carried me to this point to where it was going to help me with my child. And today it made me strong. It made me like a warrior.
Okay, so the situation that she's describing, I'm going to edit that part out because I don't feel like it's my place to share like health things with her children. But she had a very serious health scare with her daughter. Her daughter was in the hospital for a while and it was a very scary situation. My problem with her saying these things is that when people, just generally speaking, when leaders in MLMs, when their downlines are going through stuff like this, and they are confiding in them about all of these real life issues, they are told to work their business harder. The business is always the solution to whatever problem that they're dealing with, no matter what. If it's problems with their marriage, you need to just focus on your business and bring in more money, blah, blah, blah. You need to focus on your business so that you'll have more time with them once you get to a rank that you're like financially able to. You need to focus on your business if you're not able to spend enough time with your kids, because if you focus on your business long enough, you'll be making enough money. You'll be able to spend more time with your kids. If you're sad that your grandma died, well, if you just focus on your business, that will take your mind off of the pain that you're feeling about your grandma. Or aren't you so grateful for your business that you were able to go to your grandma's funeral? You need to continue working your business where those things aren't going to be available for you anymore. So for her to just like be so grateful that she's crying because she was able to take a step back from her business, blah, blah, blah. I have such a problem with it because I know what they're telling their teams when their teams have these real life issues.
It made me more compassionate and understanding. It made me more peaceful. It made me more patient. There's so much that I got out of that experience. And I would not have rather have had that happen. But I learned a lot. So I want you guys just every day for it to become a part of your practice. When you're looking at yourself in the mirror, you're telling yourself, I'm a bad bitch. I've got this. This is amazing. That's the only conversation that you're going to have for yourself. Really, truly tell me, do you actually think that if you're walking around having conversations with your partner or conversations with yourself, or you're talking to a sideline, or you're talking to your upline, and you're like, this isn't going to work out. This isn't going to happen. I'm not this. I'm not that. Do you think it's going to work out for you? Do you think that's real? No, because that's your energy. And what you put out into the world, you're going to get back. I've just talked about this in many different ways. So change what you're saying today. Start telling yourself, what if this works out? What if no matter what happens, everything works out in my favor?
The irony with this is that the last reaction video I did with her in this confidence training, which you guys will see after this video, she said that she's sick of toxic positivity. She doesn't believe in toxic positivity. She believes that you need to feel your feelings and blah, 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 which isn't true because she contradicted herself in the same video. But here she's saying, you need to tell yourself, like, what if this works out? What if blah, 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 and not focus on the negative feelings. That's toxic positivity.
What if this gets to be good? What if this gets to be great? What if this whole entire time I get to look at my life and see all the crap I've gone through, and instead of thinking I'm drowning in all these things and just feeling sorry for myself, today's the day I'm not feeling sorry for myself anymore. Today's the day I look back and I say, what can I learn from all of this? What can I take with me? Because even in the midst of madness and chaos and turmoil, there's tools that you can pick up and it can strengthen you to move forward. Because if you are in this business right now, it is for a reason, because you are meant to be successful. Even if you're like, I have nothing. Oh my God, when I can't tell you all the time. I'm like, why would I be good? Why would I be the one? I don't have anything but like myself and my phone. But that is enough. That's what you don't understand. That is enough. So I see something in you. I don't care who you are.
She sees something in you because if you sign up underneath of her, you make her money. If you have a heartbeat, you can benefit her and her paycheck.
You are amazing. But it does not matter what I see in you, because if you don't see anything, it doesn't matter. I mean, you've got to stop laying your success and putting the weight of your success in the hands of what other people see in you. Because I'm going to tell you something. Most people are going to see nothing because they see nothing in themselves.
So now she's convincing people in her downline or in It Works that if people don't believe in the business, It Works, then that's because they don't believe in that specific person because they see nothing in themselves. So it's an outsider's problem. Like the people on the outside, they all hate themselves. They see nothing in themselves. They feel like they're worthless. So that's why they don't believe in the MLM, believe in you, which really means they don't believe in the MLM. But they want to convince you that it means that they don't believe in you because they want you to take it personal so that you cut them off.
So they are going to let you know, the people that come from where you come from will let you know that you're not going to be good enough and that you're not worthy. Why would someone like you be successful? And
nobody is saying that stuff. Quit trying to convince people that that's how others feel about them. That's how others feel about the MLM, because the numbers do not lie. It is very clear that the vast majority of people fail. So it's not that these people aren't believing in the individual that you're talking about. It's that they don't believe in the MLM, because that's how the business structure is set up. It's very rare for anyone to succeed. And that's facts.
The reason why is because when they look at you, they see a mirror. They see someone that they know, someone who's similar to them. You guys shop at the same places. You guys come from the same place. So obviously, if they're going to be nervous, if they wouldn't be willing to put themselves out there, why would you? But you're not them. And you don't have the same journey. And you don't have the same purpose. You're here. You were brave enough to say yes. Your dreams are worth it. I promise you. What are your dreams, you guys? Tell me some of your dreams. What are your dreams? What are your dreams? What do you want for your kids? If you can give them anything, what would you love to give them right now? What do you need? What would you just love to have right now that you really need so bad?
The manipulation here is astonishing. It's not even astonishing. It's expected at this point, but it still is so disgusting. Like, she wants them to dig as deep as, what do your kids need? What do you want so bad? What are your lifetime dreams? So that she can then go use that against people when they're not working hard enough.
Maybe it's just a break. Maybe you're working 2 jobs and you've got kids and you're just like, girl, at this point, I would just love to be able to take a bath. And
let me tell you something. If you join an MLM, you will not be getting more time. Promise.
Know that I don't have to go to work tomorrow and leave my home because I'm tired. Yes. Would it be, think of that moment and think of how it would feel. Maybe it's that vacation. Knowing you've got a savings. Your car needs tires really bad because winter's coming. So imagine that moment that you do that. What will that feel like? I'm crying. It'll feel good. Good. It'll feel great. So
somebody in the comments said that they were crying when they feel this moment. And she said, it'll feel great. This is the part of the manipulation that most people don't see. This is like when I talked about leadership retreats. This is what's happening there. They want you to dig so deep that you feel the feelings that you would be feeling if this happened. This won't happen. You will not reach the point where you're so grateful that you're crying. You won't get to that point unless you join an MLM when they're in their first 6 months to a year like she did. You won't get to that point. It's highly unlikely you're going to get to that point, but that's what they want you to do, is dig down so deep that you're feeling these feelings. Because what is it that they say? Facts tell, stories sell. They know that creating an emotional connection with something makes you work harder toward that something.
That moment of how amazing that would feel. Will it be worth it? Is that worth it? The answer is yes. It's worth it.
It's worth it for you because you're making money.
Time's gonna go by anyways. Time's gonna go by anyways. Do you know? Time's gonna go by.
No, we didn't know that. Please unsplain it to us.
You might as well do something with it. You're going to be like, dang, the same amount of time that I was just watching Netflix or talking to my friend. I built a freaking business. On my lunch break, I used to sit in my car and watch TikToks and eat my food. And now I sit in my car and build my business on my phone while I eat my food instead.
Scrolling TikTok sounds way more fun than mass messaging people.
I did was exchange some bad habits for better habits.
Bad habits being actually enjoying the social media accounts that you have.
And I changed my whole damn life. And then you're going to change your life and people are going to ask you how you did it. And you're going to look at them because you're going to realize, well, it was really simple. It was just simple. It was simple things. It felt hard at the time. It really wasn't hard. And it was worth it. And it was because I just started to believe, what if this really is going to work out? What if all of this just happens? Even though I can't see it right now, it unfolds in front of me and it works out perfectly. That's what I want for you guys today. So I want you guys to comment below, tag a couple people. Make sure you share this. Tag a couple people.
Now her real motives shine through. She wants to increase her exposure because she has, you know, like courses for sale and such. So she wants to expand her reach by having everybody else share her content.
Who needs this? Tag them. Let them know you're thinking of them. I want you guys to be bold. I want you to be brave. And I want you to today start saying to yourself, what if this gets to be good? What if this works out? What if I kill it? And then that will turn into, I've got this. No matter what, I've got this. No matter what, I've got this. I've got this. I can do this. I am worthy. This is going to happen. And you're going to see everything change. Okay? I love you guys so much. I'm so proud of you guys. And we'll talk to you later.
Okay, that video's over, but I'm going to go through and look at her video before that one because I'm curious what she talked about because people were like, oh my God, it was fire.
But I think confidence is a really, really big topic right now, something that we need to talk about because I feel there's just such shifts in the world and shifts in life. We've all been through so much. And are you guys down for that? All right. That sounds good. All right, you guys. So
I'm sure nobody responded to her and she's like, are you guys down for that? All right, good. That sounds good. What?
I've been a part of this business now for 9 years. And I am getting asked all the time, like from people who are in the first like 3 years of their business. And they're like, I just feel scared and I'm worried and I'm this and I'm that. And I look at you and you're just confident. You're going live and you're whatever. And you're comparing yourself to.
That's because she got in way early at the peak of social media. So it's easy for her to have that confidence because she is making a lot of money. For the people who are just joining the business, they're not going to be making that money. So it's going to be hard for them to have that confidence.
To me. Or you're comparing yourself to someone else maybe. And it makes you, like you seeing another person who's big, maybe not even me, but you seeing another person who's big is making you feel small. How many of you guys drop yes? Yes. Tell me yes. So you seeing someone else do something big, doing the things that you want to do, them doing those things, it intimidates you and it's making you feel small. Well, we got to change that, okay?
For the record, I just sped up the speed at which she talks just to speed things up a little bit.
This is what I want, okay? If you, first of all, you need someone who's beyond where you want to go. It is absolutely essential. It is unbelievably important for there to be somebody who is vastly beyond where you want to go. Why? Because it shows you what's possible. I believe that if we have something that's in our heart, if we have this idea or thought or want, this thing that we want for our life, it's in our soul, and you wanting that and you seeing someone else who is accomplishing the things that you want to accomplish is nothing but proof to you that it's possible. And you've got to train your brain to think that. I don't think we're raised that way. This is what I want you guys to know. Confidence is a muscle in your body.
I feel like every single one of these trainings that she's done, and you guys will see as I upload them, like she's saying these same exact things. She's using these same quotes and just spewing a little bit of different nonsense in between it.
Okay. Have you guys ever as an adult like done a cartwheel? Or maybe you worked out? It's like when they talk about leg day and you go to sit down on the toilet to go pee and then all of a sudden there's like muscles in your legs or in your butt, maybe even your back or your stomach that you didn't even realize were there. That's what confidence is. It's just a muscle that needs to be exercised. And the more that you exercise it, meaning when it's weak, you're going to be using it. The more that you exercise it, the stronger that muscle is going to get. Okay? And so it's going to feel a little shaky. It's going to feel a little weird. But I want to tell you guys something. When you go to work out, I remember I didn't want to work out because I was scared of being sore. I was like, I don't want to be sore and I don't want to be miserable all the freaking time. But then once I started doing it, I realized I was really only sore for like a week and then I was perfectly fine because your confidence muscle is going to grow and be activated right now and very, very quickly. It's going to shift and it's going to grow and it's going to change and it's going to become more. So when you see another person out there in the world who is doing the things that you want to do, going the places that you want to go, instead of feeling like, why not me? I'm just can't. I'm just not like them. I'm not as pretty as them. I'm not, they're skinnier than me. They're bigger than me. They have kids. I don't have kids. They have strong Y. I don't. They have this. They have a nice house. I don't. Instead of picking yourself apart and deciding all the things that they are, that you are not, realize that that person is a human being and that they wake up with the same insecurities. They have the same things going on in life. They have the same things. There's nothing superhuman about them. I know they look and seem like a magical unicorn, but they are just as human as you. And so what you do is, instead of being like, oh, they're human, I mean, it's not that great. No, it is super great. Yes, right? Give me some emojis if you guys like understand this. So that's number one. Find someone who can inspire you. And if you're in a place where every single time you see someone killing it and you just like, you get jealous and you're like judging yourself and you're like, well, I'm not good enough. We've got to change that like jealous heart, and we've got to shift it to inspiration. That how lucky are you that you get to be surrounded by people who are killing it? How lucky are you?
That sounds like a very culty mindset. Cults switch it around to where you feel thankful that you're a part of it. Even if it's screwing you over, that's the mindset that they try to instill in you, that you should be thankful that you're a part of this. They switch all of these negative things around to be positive things somehow. Now she's telling you,
how lucky are you to be surrounded by so many people who are making so much money, manipulating so many people? How lucky are you?
You to be in a position where there's something more that you want, that you get to run after something. Before I really started this business, other than being in the salon, there wasn't much that I could run after. And the other thing too is yeah, like I became a salon manager, but then that's where it stopped. Like, what do I do after that? What can I reach for? And to be in a business such as this, where there's a comp plan and like systems in place that you can promote. You can do this on your own. No one has to promote you. I had to be promoted. If I wanted to pay...
No, you actually can't do it on your own, because in order to reach the first rank in the company, you have to have a downline. So there's that.
Raise, I remember going to my boss and saying, hey, and you want to know, let me tell you the shitty part about this. This was actually really shitty. They played me good. I worked at this place for, I think it was like 5 years at this point, and I was not making very much at all. And I went to them and I said, I do a lot. I work like shift manager shifts. I know how to do every single position here. This is before the salon. I know how to do every single position here. I do a lot. I feel like I deserve like a raise. I don't even know why. And I remember my boss looking at me and go, you know what? I think you're right. And I remember getting a pay raise. And it was like a lot. At that point, it was like a big shift. And I was so excited until I figured out. I was dumb. I mean, I literally had no idea until I figured out they just raised my pay because minimum wage had raised. And I'm glad I didn't know that at that time, because had I known that, it would have just really killed me. Because we put we put so much value, our value, in what other people see us. And that's why I love what we get to do. How many of you guys love, maybe you haven't promoted yet. Maybe you're not where you want to be yet. But how many of you guys are like super thankful that you even have the opportunity to have the ability to run after these things? If you wanted to earn your first promotion, maybe of your whole life, you can do it with this business. You can do it this month. You can do it this month. You want to promote for the first time, go executive. That's on you. You want to earn a bonus, go diamond. That's on you. You can earn a $10,000 bonus, and no one can tell you when you are allowed to work.
It's not on you. If it was on you, you would be able to promote. Gosh darn it, I keep doing that. If it was on you, you would be able to promote within an MLM without recruiting anyone. If it was all on you. But it's not. You have to rely on other people.
You can work how much you can work. That's on you. You can do that. And I think that's beautiful. And I think that's powerful. And that's why I love so much what we do. Yes. Yes. I'm seeing yes. I love this. This is amazing. Good. Okay. And so that's beautiful. So when you're looking at confidence, well, where is confidence going to come from? It's inside. I promise you, it truly is. I think that we're not raised to be confident. Like, I feel like there's like 3 ways, okay? And we want to find this really beautiful middle. I don't want to call it balance. I want to call it this middle working.
She doesn't want to call it balance because balance doesn't exist in the MLM world.
If I bought a house plant and I thought it was going to die anyways, what am I going to do for the plant? I am going to just not take care of it because I think it's going to die anyways.
Remember how I said she's literally saying the same exact things in all of these confidence trainings?
You need to do it. We talk about the things that we're passionate about, and it comes so easy. Here I am being taught. I'm not a politician, but I'm going to talk about. I don't ever talk about politics. You'll never see that on my page. It's not that. I'm not trying to not ruffle feathers. I'll talk about other things that maybe will ruffle feathers, but you won't see that on my page, okay? But we talk about things that we're passionate about. So why aren't you talking about your business? Does it mean you're not passionate? No, it means you're afraid. But guess what? I'm afraid all the time. I don't know what's going on. I didn't get a magic ball.
How do you get passionate about sending mass messaging hundreds of people a day? It's really hard to find passion in that.
I didn't get a magic 8 ball that I can shake all the time that's going to tell me how today is going to go, but today is going to go however it goes because it's determined by my brain. If I come in this and I'm going to tell you guys something. You want to know a little secret? I think I can all the way through my business. To the top of my business, I've just gone, I think I can, I got this. I do that all the time. I breathe through it, I pucker my butthole, and I just go. Because I don't have another option, okay? In a world, say this with me, you guys. I'm going to say this, and I want you to think about it, and I'll say it again.
I think that statement right there was very telling, and she kind of skipped over it, but she said, I don't have another option. I think that is a large reason why people like her and others at the top of MLMs just continue to manipulate and take advantage of people, because they know that the lifestyle that they have built around this income would not be possible without it at this point, or they feel like it wouldn't be possible without it. Now, could she go back and get a degree like I'm getting ready to do and find a job that is better paying than what she's making? Very highly likely. But it's easier to just continue on the road that you're on and continue doing the things that you're doing so you don't have to start from square one again.
So you can process it. In a world where we need extra money, doing it from your phone is the best case scenario. I could be at the salon. On a Sunday night, I would be at the salon. I'd be closing up. I don't even know where my kids would be because my husband would be working 3 jobs because we wouldn't have any money. So my kids would be babysat by like somebody, okay? I'd be at the salon.
The way that she talks as if like my husband would for sure have to have 3 jobs because we would be broke if I was working at the salon. Why? Like maybe if you want to continue this same lifestyle that you're living, if you are working at the salon and your husband has a job, it's not a guaranteed thing that he's going to have 3 jobs to keep you guys afloat, unless you're not willing to give up the lifestyle that you're living.
And in the back of my brain, I'd be thinking about how when I get home, I'm going to have to tuck my kids into bed. We're all going to fight because they're going to be tired and they're going to want me. And I'm going to be exhausted from a crazy busy day.
Okay, but let's talk about the fact that you're there during bedtime and you're telling your kids to get out or shut up because you're in a work meeting. How is that any better? That's worse in my opinion, because your family can visually see you denying them. They won't forget that.
I'm going to have to pack all their lunch, throw a load of laundry in. Who knows what time I'm going to be able to go to bed? Like, it's going to be insane. And then tomorrow I'm going to wake up super tired at like 6 o'clock in the morning, get them to school, and then go to work exhausted and just hoping that I make enough money in tips today to cover some groceries and gas. And do that over and over and over again. But instead, because of this business, I get to be home with my kids, enjoy the sun. Okay. Now, maybe your business, maybe you don't want it to be a full-time income. Maybe it's not a full-time income yet, but you cannot tell me that $300, if you guys are following U+2, right? If you're doing 2 cycles and grabbing up 2 150 bonuses alone, you cannot tell me that $300 is not impactful. We have like crazy inflation right now. $300 can help. Who, if I handed you $300 right now, you'd be like, no, I'm good. I don't need this. Like, no one would do that. Go, if you don't need it, go earn $300 and give it to someone else. Give it to people then. Go pay for people's gas if you don't want to give it to someone else. You know what I mean? Or if you don't want it yourself. But you've got to figure out why it's worth it. For me, this business is worth it. And the puckering on my butthole because I'm scared a little bit or I'm nervous about an outcome is worth it to me. Because the other scenario is that I'm gone, I'm miserable, I'm fighting with my husband, I'm stressed. I freaking hate what's going on. I go to work. I work with people who are miserable and just complaining about stuff and are just dramatic. And I'm just like sad and I hate it. And I go.
She's making working a 9-to-5 seem so miserable. Not everyone hates their 9-to-5. Some people love their job. But she's like, everybody around me hates their job and they're complaining. That's not the case. You're being dramatic to make it seem like the MLM is the only way. It's not. It's not.
Go to bed and I'm fighting with my husband because we never see each other and he's home from working and I'm fighting with him because he was home before me and he could have just, done the dishes or something. And now we're having like a dick measuring contest of who does more and who does less and all this stuff. And I'm miserable. And I love this business because it gives me an opportunity to do more. It gives me an opportunity to have independence and make some choices on my own. I love this business because even though I'm doing this for myself to pay for my own bills, I can help someone else get started. And when I see another person earn a bonus and they come to me and they're like, holy shit, I just earned a bonus. Like, what? I just paid for my gas. Like, what's happening? that will fill you up. That will change your soul.
But then the people that come to you and say, why am I not making anything? You turn it around and make it their fault. Make it make sense. You can't have compassion for some people who are being successful and not have compassion for the people who are not being successful. Because the people who are not being successful far outnumber the people who are being successful in the moment. They won't be successful long term. They may earn a bonus here or there. They will not make it to the top, most likely. Have to throw the most likely in there for legal reasons, but like...
When you realize that you don't have to be on the defense, the world and life doesn't have to be people only fending for themselves, that we can work together. And that is why I love what we get to do. So I want your confidence. This is what I want you to do. And this is going to be your homework. I want you to start saying to yourself what you want. I want you to start, I think I canning through your day. I want you to start getting up in the morning, look at yourself in the mirror and say, you are a bad bitch. I'm going to swear. I'm so sorry. I hope your kids are not, but you are a bad bitch. You are amazing. You are worthy. You are worth this. Your family's worth this. You're incredible. And we're going to slay today. We're going to go, we're going to push, we're going to put ourselves out there. We're going to do all the things that we know we should be doing, but we're not. You want to know the people who come to me, who want to quit and give up, who supposedly fail. You only fail when you truly decide you're going to quit and give up. Mistakes are not failure. Like, oh, dang, I shouldn't have done that. That didn't turn out the way that I wanted to. It doesn't have to stop there. You can go, well, what should I do after this? Like, okay, that sucked. So what should I do now? What should I do instead next time? There's always a next time. You think that one person you talked to who said no or maybe blocked you or something like that, you don't think that you don't think there's more people out there that will talk to you? There's tons of people in this world.
Yeah, but you shouldn't have to live your life around whether or not people are going to block you. If you have to do that for your job, you're in the wrong job. If multiple people are blocking you, it's for a reason. Like, people don't just block you for no reason. If multiple people keep blocking you, take a step back and ask yourself why.
Do you really think that there's not another human on this earth that isn't like just wishing that they would be able to like focus more? They have a mom that has brain fog because she's got kids and the yelling and she's exhausted. You don't think there's a person out there that maybe just had like the hardest year of their life and they just were so stressed out, so they stress ate and they're just like uncomfortable in their clothes and nothing fits them now. They just wish that they were able to have something that was going to help them feel better and have their system running better.
Really? Food and exercise will help you get back to wherever you want to be. Not that, stress eating, I do some stress eating myself and I have gained some weight myself. But their MLM is not the solution for you. I promise. It's not. But notice how she's pointing out all of these situations that put people in vulnerable spots, making them more susceptible for falling for these MLMs. Susceptible to falling for these MLMs.
Basically what I'm saying is you stop thinking about yourself and start thinking about those people. And that's why you get excited about what you do.
How selfless of her to stop thinking about herself and think about the people who are struggling that she can manipulate. So selfless.
And that excitement is power. Because you can live, if you've ever heard of it, I'm going to tell you guys now, you can have ignorance on fire and you can have knowledge on ice. I have people who go through, how many of you guys have gone through our training? I have a girl that went through our training. She's like, I finished the training and I went and looked at her page. She didn't do any of the things that were in the training. Who cares if you did the training? You're not doing it. I would rather have you come in and just start doing a whole bunch of random stuff and it not be like following anything than doing nothing at all, but like follow the training if you're going to follow, like, you know what I mean? Like if you're going to do anything, follow the training, because it's there. That's what I love. We have the guide map. So confidence is a muscle. It's in you. It might be this big and you're going to work it. It's going to be a little sore tomorrow, but it's going to grow and it's going to get stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. I might look confident to you about the things that you're trying to do, but there's someone else that I'm looking at who's confident in the things that I'm trying to do. There's always a next place that you can go and that you can run after and things to do. And you've got this. You are amazing. If you're in this business, it's because you're meant to be successful. If you're looking at this business, it's because you're meant to be successful. So run after it. Stop second guessing yourself. Stop telling yourself you're too old. You don't know how to do this. You don't know how to do that. I'm so embarrassed on TikTok. What are people going to think about me? People aren't really going to think about you. They're going to think about themselves. You're amazing. I think you're amazing. So I'm going to end this tonight. I love you guys so much. I'm so proud of you. I want you guys to comment below any aha moments. Make sure you share this. If someone's sharing this with you and you're like, holy cow, I really want to do something like this, message them, whoever shared this. I appreciate you guys. You're absolutely incredible. Let's rock this. You've got this. Talk to you guys later.
All right, you guys, that's going to wrap up today's confidence training. I hope that you're feeling so confident after this training, because I know that I am. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought of it down below. If you liked it, be sure to give it a big thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and turn on the post notification bell if you'd like to be notified every time that I post. If you'd like to follow my Facebook group, it's called The Light at the End of the Pyramid. And also, if you'd like to follow me on all social media platforms, you can find me at The Jessica Hickson. Once again, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!
Moving slower, I don't know what it is you do. I've been looking at you all night, trying to figure you out. I just wanna make you smile. Hold your hand in my hand, looking at the sunset. Man, you're looking good tonight.